You're probably like me. You never procrastinate. You're too productive. You get too many things done. You meet too many deadlines. You have so much extra time because you spend all of it working and not being distracted. This is a big problem. You need help procrastinating. The internet is full of productivity tips. Those aren't helpful to you and me. We need advice on how to slow down the productivity. We need tips on how to procrastinate. There are so many productivity hacks, productivity apps, productivity books and journals, but there are no tips to help aspiring procrastinators like you and me. Hi, my name is Peter Paul, and I want to show you the 7 steps that will help you to become a better procrastinator. Step 1, distract yourself. Instead of focusing on the project you have to do, focus on anything else. Literally anything else. A good tip is to open up social media and just scroll for hours. Distracting yourself allows you to get little dopamine hits in your brain, causing you to feel pleasure. That's why it feels good to distract yourself. This will also help you to get your mind off the scary workload your project requires. Instead, you can focus on something else, like, memes, cats, sports, clothes, a personality quiz, the latest viral video. I don't know why, but for me, I enjoy watching street food vendors from around the world. I once watched street food videos for 4 hours, and I don't even like to cook. In college, I used to watch videos of animals fighting other animals, like what would happen if a shark fought an alligator. Yes, those videos exist, and no, I'm not proud of it, but it happened. You're probably thinking, what happens when my social media feed runs out? Great question. I recommend hitting the Explore page. You will never run out of distractions there. Step 2, become really overwhelmed. Studies have found that when we focus on an overwhelming task, or all the work we have to do, we experience a feeling of stress, anxiety, and even panic. This stress and anxiety trigger a fear and danger response from our bodies. This basically means that thinking of all the work we have to do is scary, which is what we want. As an effective procrastinator, it's important to always overwhelm ourselves. Overwhelming ourselves causes fear, and fear causes inaction. So let's focus on that. Step 3, do not use to-do lists, schedules, or even planners. Deadline? What's a deadline? Deadlines are for people that get things done. Don't use deadlines. Don't use anything that would help you organize your project into manageable steps. That would be crazy. Instead, just wing it. Pretend to have everything under control and just do whatever you can, whenever you can. Whenever somebody asks how your project is doing, it's always good to say, I got it, or everything's under control. But we both know that we don't know what's happening and if the project will ever get done, which is what we want. An effective procrastinator never chunks their work into manageable steps. Just keep winging it. Step 4, become a perfectionist. This is a good one. If you want to be an effective procrastinator, you have to set the unrealistic expectation that everything you do must be perfect. Here's a personal tip. I like to focus on the fact that what I do represents my value. And if I want to be perfect, then my work has to be perfect. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. No one's perfect, and it's impossible to be perfect. And that's what makes this step so effective for procrastinating. So next time you have a project you need to delay doing, try perfectionism. It will help you procrastinate perfectly. Step 5, work in places where it's hard to focus. Remember, the goal is to procrastinate. So we want to avoid quiet, secluded spaces where we can actually get things done. Where does an effective procrastinator work, you ask? Here are some things you need to look for when finding a place to not do work. Look for somewhere with a lot of noise and foot traffic, preferably by a TV. If your friends are distracting, sit by them. And what about coffee shops? I personally don't work well in coffee shops because I get distracted by everything around me, but I feel productive because I'm at a coffee shop. Does that make sense? Sometimes the key to being an effective procrastinator is looking productive while not actually doing anything. Here's a bonus tip. Have your phone open next to you so you can have all the notifications to distract you. Step 6, watch productivity videos. This is a favorite step of mine. When I feel overwhelmed with a task, I sometimes like to watch productivity videos to help me feel motivated or to help me get to work. Now, productivity videos are helpful when you watch 1 or 2 before getting to work. But when you watch 25 of them, then you, my friend, have become an effective procrastinator. Sometimes I like to schedule out 1 hour to work and then use that same hour to watch videos about how to work. It's pretty amazing. You'll eventually get to a point where you'll feel confused because 2 hours went by and nothing got done, but you watched 2 hours of productivity videos. Congratulations. You're on your way to becoming an effective procrastinator. Here's a bonus tip. Shopping for gadgets. Telling yourself that you'd be more productive if you had the newest MacBook, iPhone, or even camera. That is the perfect procrastination rabbit hole. And finally, we have step 7, productive procrastination. This is where you go from watching productivity videos to actually doing things that are productive. The only catch is it's not what you're supposed to be doing. So let's say you have a big project due in 2 days. You could do the big project, or you could, I don't know, clean your room, organize your email, hang out with your friends, call a friend, go grocery shopping. You could go eat. You could go out to eat. You can make a smoothie, go for a walk, exercise, do dishes, overly decorate your planner. You could go on a date with your partner. And last but not least, this is my favorite, is help someone else out with their project. So all those things are good, but there's a time and a place. But as an effective procrastinator, the right time is all the time. They're kind of like positive distractions, where you're not getting your project done, but at least you're doing something productive. So you don't feel as bad. So I guess that's good. And it could be worse. You could be watching street food videos from around the world or animals fighting other animals. Productive procrastination is actually my favorite method, to defer doing what's important because I don't feel as guilty. So there you have it, 7 steps for effective procrastination. Step 1, distract yourself. Step 2, become really overwhelmed. Step 3, do not use to-do lists or schedules or planners. Step 4, become a perfectionist. Step 5, work in places where it's hard to focus. Step 6, watch productivity videos. And step 7, my favorite, productive procrastination. Congratulations, you are on your way to becoming an effective procrastinator. Do you have a procrastination tip that wasn't mentioned? Be sure to share it in the comments below. I'm always looking for new tips. My name is Peter Paul, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more terrible advice. I'll see you next week.